We are here in Perpignan for the second match on the opening day of the 2018 World Rugby Under-20 Championship at the Stade Aimé Giral for the match between host and Northern Hemisphere Under-20 Six Nations champions France and Ireland. Well, Ireland have not had to wait long for an opportunity to avenge February's 34-24 defeat in the Six Nations tournament, but their task will be made even more difficult by a vocal and partisan home support. Perpignan, where Rugby Union vies with League for Premier status, joins Narbonne and Béziers in hosting this year's championship. In Pool A, it's Australia, and last year's winners New Zealand, with Wales and Japan completing that pool. In Pool B, well, England, last year's finalists, are on track to progress. And Italy have defeated Scotland in a shock result, perhaps 27-26, but they look good in the Six Nations Championship, and England have downed Argentina by 39 points to 18 bonus points for both winning teams. And in Pool C, we've already seen South Africa get off to a winning start here at the Stade Aimé Giral, but they were pushed all the way by determined Georgia, who fell short in the end, but they did come up with a bonus point of their own, which could well prove crucial in the final analysis. So coming up next, it's going to be the host nation France against Ireland. Both teams looking to start their campaign on a winning note. So a goodly crowd here at the Stade Aimé Giral. They like the late kickoffs here in the south of France, the hotbed of rugby. And Perpignan, of course, well, they're back in the top ranks of the top 14, the top 14 for next year, having been promoted recently. The French captain is the scrum half, Arthur Coville. Keelan Doris takes on the armband for Ireland once again, having missed out on the Six Nations through injury. Handshakes all round as we take a look at the lineups for this evening's match. Well, the French coach Sébastien Piccaroni has made 4 changes to the side that defeated Ireland back in February. Centre Adrien Segure from Lyon, and Toulouse winger Luca Tozan come into the back line, while flanker Sacha Zegur and number 8 Charlie Francois packed down alongside Bodo Bagel's Cameron Wiki in the towering back row unit. Stade Francais scrum half Arthur Coville continues as captain alongside Romain Ntamack, who topped the scoring charts in the Six Nations with 3 tries in a total of 52 points. Ireland show 9 changes to the team that lost by 10 points to France in Bordeaux. Fullback Michael Sylvester, halfbacks Byrne and O'Sullivan, along with prop Jack Ongier and the lock partnership of Matt Dorton and Jack Dunn, all started in the Six Nations encounter, as did centre and then captain Tommy O'Brien. And listen to the cheers for obviously the French squad. But the Irish won't be outdone. They have their supporters here in the crowd as well. Well, alongside me, Wyn Griffith, is former All Black Sevens captain Carlton Anna, who thoroughly enjoyed the opening encounter between South Africa and Georgia, and this again promises to be a pulsating, scintillating affair.
Oh, it's going to go up to the next level, that's for sure, Wyn. This is a heavyweight battle right from day one in this Pool C match. As you said, this under-20s French team winning the Six Nations. They have the home comforts playing here at home, but a lot of expectations put on this side here in blue to left as we get set for the national anthems. It's a stunning crowd in centre field.
Mesdames
The young
et
men in
messieurs,
green of Ireland
en l'honneur
and the
de
bluette
l'équipe
of
d'Irlande,
France.
l'hymne national irlandais, Ireland's Call.
The day and come the hour, come the power and the glory. We have come to answer our country's call. From the 4 proud provinces of Ireland, 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 together standing.
So shoulder to shoulder, the young men in green hope to answer Ireland's call, and now one of those rousing national anthems in world rugby, La Marseillaise.
La Marseillaise.
It makes the little hairs at the back of your neck stand on end, and there's a feel-good factor permeating through the Stade Mégiral these days as Perpignan have been promoted back into the top table of French rugby, the top 14. And these young men in green, well, they hope that a little bit of that feel-good factor will rub off on them as well. The Ireland captain, he's Keelan Doris. So we take our places for the next clash in this tournament between France and Ireland. And let me tell you, we're reliant on French television here for our pictures, and I'm sure
we've got 1 minute silence.
That there will be some excitement later on. But first of all, we will observe a minute's silence. Yeah, for a tragedy which befell Borough Rugby Club.
Got 1 minute.
Look again at the teams, and big pack again, and in the middle, on the tight head there is Brennan, of course, the son of Trevor Brennan, the former Ireland look forward. And for Ireland, well, got a few promising players here, and 3 newcomers in Tommy O'Brien, Dan Hurley and Peter Sylvester.
Good. Make sure we stay behind.
So
Easy
Ireland
time on, please.
will get the game underway here. Our referee from England is Carl Dixon. And Ireland know exactly what they need to do in this match if they are to get off to a winning start. They came unstuck against France in the Six Nations Championship in Bordeaux in February. They were down by 22 points to 3 by half-time, but they recovered to 24-22 before a very late try from Bemba, the prop forward, who's on the bench this evening, clinched it for the French champions. So first touch for fullback Michael Sylvester. It's there for the hooker Dermot Barron. And Ireland take play into midfield, looking to spread it wide early on here through outside half. Harry Byrne, a settled half-back partnership. It's a Leinster partnership between Hugh O'Sullivan from Clontarf, that's scrum half, and Byrne from the University College Dublin, UCD, as it's more familiarly known. The French up very quickly out of the defensive line. As this time it's the newcomer Peter Sylvester who has a go. No way through at the moment for Ireland. Dug out by O'Sullivan. Into the safe hands there of Sylvester. Not many options on, but O'Sullivan putting in a probing, testing kick for Clément Laporte, the French fullback with the headgear.
Okay, stay there.
Knocked forward deliberately by an Irish hand, says referee Dixon. And it's going to be a full penalty to France.
Yeah, pretty good start by both of these teams, to be honest here, Win. Good defence initially from Ireland. The French team able to use their good exit play, but Ireland just shown already that they can have the ability to string phases together, multiple ones as well. Just giving their penalty away for knocking the ball down, but good physical start from both of these sides.
6. Okay. 5.
Got some big men in this French forward unit. 6 of the 8 stand well over 1.90 m, including the 3 back row forwards. Good tackle, good wraparound tackle from Dan Hurley, the Ireland number 11.
Now release off your feet. Thank you.
First cap for young Dan Hurley. The prod through there by the French scrum half and finding a good touch, pinning Ireland back onto the 22. That's the centre, sorry, Pierre-Louis Barassi.
On the line, please, Blue.
You see here just a back ball. If there's a missed pass there, there's space on the outside, but as you say, when a great read by Hurley to shut that down and the captain comes to the fore, I think this is going to be an integral part of this game, the kicking.
9.
So rousing Alain Lebleu rises from the sidelines. Ireland just about managed to secure possession. O'Sullivan, scrum half.
Let go. Thank you.
Into the gap, opening up for the loose head prop forward, James French for Ireland.
Stop now.
Byrne is kick, charged down. Could this be the opening score? Good work initially by Kylian Karachi. It's still on for France here as Carl Dixon plays advantage to France. Ireland caught offside, but there was a glowing opportunity. It might still be on. France coming in through their scrum half. Out it goes onto the left wing, and Maxime Marty scores the simplest of tries.
Well, the captain with the heads-up play, taking it quickly, Corvell, realising the situation. He wanted to score, he wanted to keep the momentum created by Gurachi. Did extremely well the second row. Not only to charge the ball down, but keep him playing. You can see here, he's got such a wide view as a as the captain of the field, and they just used the numbers to get the overlap. What a start, France.
Just the start the supporters would have wanted. Marty calling for the ball early, slides into the corner to get France's campaign in the World Rugby Under-20 Championship off to a flying start.
I could take that back to Corvell, the captain, punching their ball along the deck, turning this Irish team around. They were dodgy at the set piece, very uncomfortable, and the French team getting a turnover through the charge down. It's good work by the right-hand winger, getting off his wing and giving that last pass as well, Tozin.
So Untitled from the near touchline. 52 points in the Six Nations Championship, just falls short there and wide of the left-hand upright. And if the name Untitled rings a bell, it should be a very loud one, because he is the son of Emile Untitled, the former French great.
Yeah, legend, isn't he, in world rugby, Emile Untitled, and his son doing very well. Couldn't get that conversion, but such an important part. Number 10 jersey, he's been very good last 12 months, Roman Untitled.
So Ireland restart through Harry Byrne. They trail 5-0 after 6 minutes of play. Sylvester, one of the returnees from Georgia in 2017. He's got electric pace, given a little bit of room. So is this guy, Tom Roach, a testing kick through. Laporte.
Stop now, Blue.
With
Stop.
a better angle, aims for touch, finds it on halfway. Ireland think about the quick line-out, but think better of it.
Yeah, good kick there by the fullback Laporte. Got a lot of length on that. Restart again.
Mark, Blue, please.
Looking very short at the back.
Numbers?
Of this French team.
How many? 5.
Noticeably too, both 4-packs going for short line-out straight away.
The Ireland call the 5-man line-out. Clean take by Matt Dalton, the Ulsterman. Almost through was Tommy O'Brien, intelligent player who led Ireland in the Six Nations campaign in the absence of Keelan Doris.
Lazy runner.
And this time it'll be an Irish penalty for some lazy running from
Be careful, okay? Was a lazy
man
runner
from
there, be careful. Thank you.
Irish descendancy, Daniel Brennan, son of Trevor Brennan, now firmly ensconced in Toulouse, some 2 hours away from here.
Very good at the set piece line out where Ireland. There's the clean out at the ruck time. Just coming back there, yeah. It's number 8, in fact. Frank calls the lazy runner, but that was the nice run by the captain, Doris, with the pass to his outside centre. O'Brien running a nice line.
Harry Byrne then with his first attempt at the posts. Some 38 metres or so with the angle, wide out on the far side. Try and shut out all the noise, the cacophony. Deep breaths. That's the angle. He's got the distance, not quite the accuracy, so the score remains after 9 minutes of play. 5-0 in France's favour.
Well, they've been in the right end of the field for the start of this game, this Ireland team. I just feel they have to take every single opportunity for points that they can. Looking very good using their big runners though, off that set piece line out, making a few inroads. I'm sure this will go long from Untitled.
Yeah, just got a glimpse of Charlie Ryan with a huge ice pack on his leg. Late replacement for him on the bench is Cormac Daly. Huge disappointment for Ryan.
Thank you.
Jeez, I tell you what, Untitled's got a great kick on him. There he is there. Getting a lot of purchase from their clearance.
In the corner.
such a luxury you can do that. The Irish team kick the ball down, they run and chase, and they have to run 40 metres back to this line-out.
Well, he's taken off after 57 minutes against Ireland. And in the first half, in the opening 40, he'd scored 17 points, including 2 tries. So Ireland will have to be wary of the French outside half burn. And the offload to the captain.
Stay up, please.
Keelan Doris at 8. Deliberate knock on. Doesn't find favour with the crowd, that decision from Carl Dixon.
It's always a tough one. I think it was the outside centre, but Barassi was the one penalised there. It's always hard when you go into a tackle and get your hand on their ball in the same action.
Use the line. Use the line. Blue on the line, please.
Come around the...
On the line, please, Blue. Look at it. 5.
Yeah, 50-50 call. Could have gone either way, to be fair.
Well, judging by the way the ball spun out of the Irishman's hands, the Frenchman clearly got a finger to it. So Ireland come again through O'Brien in midfield. Dern to flank forward, Jordan Levy, man from Malone.
I'm there.
Neat little step again from the Irish centre. Barron, he's seen quite a bit of the
I've
ball
warned you once, that's the 4th time you've done it.
in the opening minutes.
Players. The 3rd time
James
you've
French
taken
here
me on.
is the one that gets called out from the clean out, way past the ball, and that's a real thing that the referees are looking at now. You watch him here coming in as the first cleaner. He's nowhere near the ruck as the big second rower, Laval.
Well, the Irishman gets a stern warning from Mr. Dixon. That's the 3rd time now in the opening 12 minutes. So I wonder how long his patience will last.
Yeah, push one, push, thank you.
Just get the sense though when this French team
5.
have a lot of self-confidence of what they're doing, very clear what they're trying to achieve. They're very sharp for the start of this game.
Well, you think that on home turf they would have a successful tournament.
Advantage on the neck.
Never reached a final.
On the neck.
Promised so much over the years of the French. Maxime Lamotte from the Bordeaux Bègles club. Is that hooker?
Run the neck.
Yeah, there was a high tackle in that last movement.
When he landed, he dragged him down by his neck.
I think it was number 4, Dalton.
So Untitled fancies his chances here from probably some 45 metres with the angle. Ireland conceded 4 penalties in the opening 13 minutes, and they can ill afford to commit such indiscretions with such a sure and an assured kicker as Romain Untitled.
Well, it's going to be hard enough playing the home team, let alone giving away misdemeanors like that. And well, the way Untimac's been striking the ball, length is not going to be a problem, that's for sure.
She's 19 years of age. He's the youngest in the squad 12 months ago and showed no signs of being out of his depth. The player's some 2 years his senior. Right-footed. He's given it an almighty thump as Untitled. But again, the flags stay down.
Well, you know, when you get the lean on, you just push it a little bit to the left. Nice strike, though. Right in the right end of the field. The last time they were down here, they actually got a try.
Well, he had the distance, didn't he, did Romain Untitled?
Let's go, please.
So a let off there for Ireland. Kick centre field finds Clément Laporte. That's Charlie Francois, who came in as a late replacement in last year's championship in Georgia.
Release now, Blue.
Now finds himself a year on in the starting lineup.
Green had the
Just
ball,
a lazy
Green,
pass there, unfortunately, from France, giving the ball away, a timely intercept by Ireland, and not moving away as a call.
Well, we heard a fair bit amount of the whistle from referee Dixon in the opening 15 minutes or so. That's no criticism of him.
Peter Sylvester. You watch him here just coming in and making that timely intercept. Good read on the ball, turn that ball over.
How many?
So referee Dixon asks the Irishman how many in the line-out. And a full complement this time. And as the band strikes up, away goes Dan Hurley. Hauled down midway between the 10-metre line and the French 22. Here they come again through the scrum half, Hugh O'Sullivan. The French hooker, Maxime Lamotte, with the white headgear is there. That's James French from the University College Cork. Ireland looking to make headway through Michael Sylvester. Again, the tackling is solid from the French. Byrne sprays the passes out into midfield. Falling for the ball out on the near side here is the right winger Tom Roach. Again, possession is coughed up, and Untitled will try and push the Irishman back, but an offside is awarded against the Blues.
Yeah, accidental offside. It was a loose pass on the inside. Again, timely intercept coming across, and there's the knock on. He never got in behind.
Thank you, Dan.
Call made by the assistant referee, Dan Jones.
Yeah, Brennan, this expression says it all.
Yeah, the French tend to be animated, don't they? And as we've seen, you know, Carl, you and I have tried to speak French. It's so tough on the arms, isn't it?
That's it. Bit of sign language going on. These are usually the toughest kicks, so Harry Byrne right in front, 25 metres out, but this will be a good settler for him and his Irish team. They deserve some reward. They've been in this end of the field for a long time. They need to come away with some points.
So Ireland looking for their opening score. Byrne having missed an earlier attempt from wider out on the far side. Again, the noise is deafening from the grandstand, but that's the best way to answer the boos and the catcalls. A three-point strike then for the Irish. Outside half, Harry Byrne, and the Springboks, the junior box, look on. Their job having been done earlier on today. They defeated Georgia here by 33 points to 27. In a very, very closely fought encounter. So 5-3, 18 minutes of play. Francos is there making a nuisance of himself. 1.94 meters tall, number 8. Ireland have retained possession. It's slow ball. Extending his right foot. It was Hugh O'Sullivan to deliver the high kick. Untitled. Meant for no one in particular. And in the end, it's out on the full in any event.
Geez, that's a shame he didn't give that ball in Tarmac, because he had numbers in behind, and there was 4, in fact, to his left-hand side. If he gave a miss pass or even put it through the hands, there was an opportunity, a big one too for France.
Numbers, please. How many? 5, thank you.
So 5 men in the line out this time. Down the front, there's Joe Dunleavy at 6. It's all a ploy, a lot of coming and going in the line out. You never know where it's going to go.
That's one.
The drive is on.
Still going forward.
Still going forward, says referee Dixon, leading the charge. There's the Ireland lock forward, Matt Dalton, running 4. The step comes from Peter Sylvester. Slowly but surely, Ireland moving downfield, ever closer to that French try line. Sullivan, the flat pass to prop forward James French. This time perhaps no. Byrne brings it back. Finds good support. This time it's Ongier. Jack Ongier, very promising prop forward. Neat little step from Dan Hurley. Lightning quick feet.
Off his feet, it's okay.
That's
Well done.
Matt Dorton who started it all. And again Ireland pressing forward. 5 meters short. This looks promising. Down goes Matt Agnew. Driving forward. That's James French. One more effort perhaps might do it for the men in green. Here it comes. Jack Dunn. There will be an advantage. But Ireland want more than the prospect of a three-pointer. Wriggling forward. The arm is in the air, but I'll have a look at that one, says Carl Dixon.
You got me?
Yeah, Dunleavy's the one who's going to come up with the ball.
If not, we'll go back to the offside advantage because it's 7 blue. Yeah, good stuff.
So Graham Hughes, the Englishman Graham Hughes, is our television match official. At the start, Aimé Giral, he'll have a look at that one.
Great patience shown by this Irish team, though. 14th phase it took before they got over the line. Was it a double movement, though? I think that's the thing we're looking at. There was no question he was over, or maybe held up.
Well, Carl Dixon will come over to the big screen to our right here in the corner, and alongside him is Welshman Dan Jones, the assistant referee. He's still waiting for the replay. And that's the end of it.
His momentum stopped there. He's wiggled forward there. I don't think this is a try.
Well, he's allowed to place it. He's allowed to reach out. This is the angle that should tell us.
Okay, Carl, yeah, the momentum of 8 actually gets him through, so he's way toward the try.
So back goes Carl Dixon. And he will raise his hand surely toward the try. Much to the disgust of the French supporters in the crowd, and much to the delight of the Irish bench.
Well, that's a given when you're playing the French at home, but the momentum from the captain, Keelan Doris, was highlighted on the TMO upstairs, getting him over the line. And right when you are allowed to place a ball, whether it be backwards or forwards. Nice try, Ireland. Good comeback.
Great comeback, a determined effort from the forward 8 in particular. So Harry Byrne again from some 15 meters in from touch. Will look to extend Ireland's lead here. 22 minutes of play. Right-footed. Makes no mistake. And Ireland have 10 in response to France's early score. So France 5, Ireland 10.
I like the way this Irish team are using their big ball runners to get over the advantage line. And very effective. The way they're able to keep their discipline to hold multiple plays has been good too.
So it's game on.
Wingers in front.
Once again, it's
Winger is in front. Scrum.
some little discipline there from the French.
front of the
The
kicker,
left
winger.
wing was in front of the kicker. And centre frame there is retired former Munster, Ireland and British and Irish Lions captain Paul O'Connell, who's adding his not inconsiderable weight to the Irish effort.
Yeah, well, he's a mile in front, isn't he? Maxime Marty, the try scorer, he's got 5 metres, so those are the non-negotiables.
First scrum.
There's no reason that should be happening, especially from a winger's point of view. I know you're keen, but you have to have a look at the ball. Big mistake here, because this is a great attacking platform Ireland have got right now. Midfield centre scrum.
It's advantage Ireland.
Set.
O'Brien standing directly behind the scrum here. Byrne is over to the left. Both front rows go to ground, so they'll have to
Stay square.
reset.
Stay square, okay?
There's a famous French luminaries there, Brett Gosper and Bill Beaumont there as well, from World Rugby.
Look at their possession stakes. Ireland absolutely dominating with the bases up and putting together three quarters. They're going to get some more here too.
5. Set.
It's a great shove from France, but Ireland having a change of direction. O'Brien into the wide open spaces behind Marty, but that's too strong again. You knew exactly what he was trying to do, but he overcooked it somewhat.
Oh, Tommy Bryan, that's a shame. Absolute shame, because they had created an overlap. There's a lot of space in behind. Either way, they're going to get down into French territory. Nicely worked move, though. I like it.
So referee Dixon asks the question again. How many numbers? The French not sure. But I think it's going to be 4. Then again, scrap that. Francos, number 8, takes it out of the air. The French get that rolling ball going. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on in front of the ref there. The referee's assistant on this side, Dan Jones, keeps his eye on the ball.
Straight through the middle.
And Ireland have smuggled it clear somehow. And they've kept the ball in play as Byrne, the outside half, takes it into contact. Ireland want to move the ball quickly here, but France have regrouped. Scrum half and Captain Coville has rushed back in the defence just in case his support is needed, which it isn't. A poor pass from Marty, and the fullback Laporte in all sorts of difficulty and problems here. The French go flying in at the breakdown. The ball is cleared, only as far though as the fullback Michael Sylvester, with a little space in which to operate. Barron, the hooker. And Sylvester was there looking to get the quick pass out to his man on the left. That's Dan Hurley, but Ireland are going backwards here.
Geez, it looks like there's a problem with Dan Hurley with his knee. Right one as well. Does not look good.
It's not a penalty, it's a scrum.
Just fell awkwardly in that tackle.
No, 'cause he's
Good
injured.
line speed from France on the kick chase.
In possession of the ball.
He's in some difficulty, is young Dan Hurley, celebrating his first appearance in the Irish
Your scrum, he's in
shirt.
possession of the ball. No, I just need to stop there. Okay.
It's already proving to be a bruising encounter.
Yeah, try to put the quick hands to Sylvester. Just went back and, oh, right there. You can see it.
Yeah, his left knee was trapped under his body, wasn't it, for a split second, but that's enough. You can see the agony writ large on the face of Dan Hurley.
He's up to his feet now. I don't think he's going to be good to go here, Win. He's won championships, so I think he's got an ear on the side of caution.
Well, I was
going to go off there?
telling you earlier to pick the Irishman out in that French side. It's not the guy with the ginger hair, by the way. Cruel luck for young Dan Hurley. Shown so much promise and is deserving of his first start. It's good to see him back on his feet, although escorted off the field of play.
I like that touch of class from Kalinga, though. Went up and just gave him a little tap.
Of course, yeah, no problem.
So the replacement for Ireland is Sean O'Brien,
Let's go.
man from Clontarf in Dublin.
Maybe Irish feed into the scrum, so they've got the whole right-hand side to work with. Harry Burns been very good at distributing. They're very close in their setup, though, so it doesn't look like they're going to go wide here, Ireland. Looks like it's going to be a hit up somewhere. Oh, no, wrong feed.
Just fed it in. No. Just fed it in.
Well, Carl Dixon should know about straight feeds and crooked feeds.
Scrum.
The former scrum half himself.
Yeah, and that's something that the referees are going to be very stringent on over the course of this competition. You're allowed to step to the side, but you can't have crooked feeds like that. It has to go directly straight into the scrum.
There was no hook, and he pushed it straight into second row.
Hugh O'Sullivan, I don't know any halfback that's won that conversation ever against the referee.
When you put it at the feet of the second row, the referee has no option really. Young Hugh O'Sullivan. It's a Leinster partnership at halfback with
Let's maintain our
Harry
weight,
Byrne.
please. Let's keep our head off head, please. Let's go into the gap. Let's go again. Thank you.
Yeah, clear and concise instructions from Carl Dixon, referee.
Now, will we see this French backline finally in some space and in action? First sort of opportunity they've had really to attack, and here we go, free kick.
No head-on-head is what the call was a few seconds ago. And away come France for Clement Laporte. Marty looking for his second score. He may well get there. He has. Great strike by France.
Easy.
Yes, Carl.
Just check touch, please. Try yes or no.
Okay.
Just checking for foot in touch.
I think this is going to be close. He was up very high in his body position. They had multiple defenders coming across from Ireland. Marty looks very confident in this double. Their foot's okay. Does he get it out? Oh, jeez. I think he's okay. What do you reckon?
Well, which white line?
Yeah, that's
Where's
right.
his left foot? Might be fortunate that he's wearing red boots.
Yeah, I think the post keeps it actually in right there, yeah. That looks good to go for me. Nice shot, good pitches. I think that's good.
Carl,
Yes, Susie.
his foot's against the base of the post, so it's a 22.
Oh, here we go.
Sorry.
22. Touch and go.
22. His foot
Yeah.
was against the base.
Yeah,
Okay.
before he put the ball down.
Foot against the base of the post.
No try. His 22.
So it's a 22 dropout because the foot's at the
22.
base of the post. What a sweeping movement, though. I like the way that Barassi, the centre, goes on the
Bingo.
outside, uses the pass, and Marty there.
She's on the post.
Oh, that is cruel, but the right
Twice
call.
22.
It had to be at the base, didn't it? Because the post is not in play.
Correct, yeah.
So a let-off then for Ireland. Because it looked a certain try. Great effort, though, from Maxime Marty.
Stop.
And a great Irish tackle as well. Well, that's added a little more spice to the
Back
occasion,
contest in the
hasn't it?
air.
So some 9 minutes to the break.
Let go.
And Ireland lead France by 10-5. You get
Don't
the feeling
dump
that
it.
this is going to be another close
You can't dump
encounter.
it, then move.
Sullivan sends the kick high into the night sky here at the Stade Aimé Giral. Tremendous work by Clement Laporte. 3 caps for France all this season as Collingar sets off. Good strength being shown by the French Lucet prop forward from the Racing Club, and is back into the hands of Laporte. He's got Marty. He had to reach back for that one. That wasn't Marty's fault. But that's the danger of Max Marty.
Laporte with the hit on the inside ball. He had to give this a step earlier. Now, takes it too close to the fence. Another good tackle from Ireland, but the nice line shown, as you said, by the full international. Probably had too much time to think about it. Great bust, though, young man. Great bust.
It's 2 let-offs now then for Ireland. As we have another casualty here in the form of Sasha Zeger. On in his place is Jordan Joseph, wearing 20. There he is, turning his back to accommodate us.
Hugh O'Sullivan want to get this feed right because they're under pressure here, Ireland.
Leg straight back from the Irish tight head, Jack Onge.
Let's make sure we don't crawl next time.
So Ireland would appear to have weathered the storm. And O'Sullivan again stretches that right leg of his out as far as possible to get good purchase on the kick. Laporte, he's got a bit between his teeth now, hasn't he? This time it's with the right winger, the newcomer, Luca Tozan. Untitled back inside, finds his centre, Adrien Segure. Untitled again, takes the high tackle. Oh, the intercept is there, and this will be a second score for Ireland. The ever alert Tom Roach extends Ireland's lead. 6 minutes to the break. Wow, Ireland weathering the storm with a bit of luck down the far end and coming up with a second try.
But you got to ride your luck, though. That's the thing, though, when they kept 2 tries out. Look at the timing. He jams in. It was a 3-on-1 if he doesn't get the ball, but he makes the right read, this Tom Roach, and what a time to score just before the half. Ireland getting some reward on the back of some great defence. A bit of luck, but you got to ride those things.
You certainly have, but again, Carl Dixon.
I think this is coming back for the high tackle on Intermac. Oh, geez, I think it's coming back. 2 blokes there going around the head.
Okay.
Well, that's another issue, isn't it, in this tournament? The trialling of a high tackle warning. Let's see what transpires here.
Yeah.
And the players fall into ground, but it's still a swinging arm.
Yeah.
So it'll be a yellow card. Could
Against
you get a number,
3.
please? 3.
2 was the
And no
first
try,
and
3
then.
green.
No try.
3.
Well, this game
Number
is giving
3,
us everything,
please.
isn't it?
Number 3.
And it's going to be a yellow card, so it's going to be a duel.
Number 3. 3
Swinging
green.
arm here does not miss.
3. Who's
Jack
3?
Onge will be the man dispatched to the sin bin. The Irish tight head. And that decision finds favour with the partisan support here at the Stade Émile.
Both teams missing out on guaranteed tries. France through Marty.
Okay.
And now, unfortunately for Ireland,
Exactly. Here we go. Hey, please.
Roche is going to get his one wiped out as well. 0 tolerance here, you can't argue with that.
So as you were, France 5, Ireland 10. 5 minutes to the break.
And how big will this swing be if France were able to get over the line here with a try?
So Ireland down to 14 men for the remainder of the first half and for the first few minutes, 5 minutes or so of the second half. Ireland get the drive on, and at the back of the juggernaut there is Maxime Lamotte, the French hooker. It's such a tough game.
Well, Brennan there just peeled off to the left, but good work in the middle of that rolling more from this Irish team, just to upset it, make a nuisance of themselves, cause that disruption and knock on.
7 green, 7.
So who's coming off?
Just make sure we hold our weight before
It
the
has
ball's
to be
in.
the number
Okay?
7, doesn't it?
Yeah, Agnew there.
Okay, time back on, please.
Matt Agnew who
Here's
gives
Mark.
way. And Joe Byrne from Dublin University comes on.
Just make sure. 6. Okay.
Joe Byrne comes on then for his first cap for the Ireland under-20s. It's a replacement
Okay, let's go.
when we need a front row specialist following the dispatching of Jack Ongier to the sin bin.
Bind! Set! Oh! Hooked. All good. Use!
That scrum didn't move, did it? Ireland up to the halfway line. Great thrust in midfield. This is the captain, Keelan Doris, rolling forward. Byrne over the head on Maxime Marty, got a touch to it. Did he manage to keep the ball in play? Yes, he did, and away he goes. Collared though by the hooker, Barron. And he had to be stopped early, didn't he? Because when that guy gets going, there's no stopping him. Reaching out for that ball was Thomas Laveau. The lock forward. Frank Oz. Oh, big hits coming in, but somehow the centre's eluded the tackle and gets the offload in. This looks promising. Untamak is there. The forwards pile in. The replacement, Jordan Joseph, was there. And France finishing this half strongly. O'Brien dives on the loose ball and claims it for Ireland. Now then, they have men over here. Not sure that was the best decision, but at least he keeps the pressure on the French.
Well, I think that's been the go-to for the half. Just turn this French team around through the kick and make them job backwards. That's a nice run from Barassi, absorbing those tackles. Ntamak takes it into the setup, does well, but just very loose at the back end of the next couple of plays and the hit-ups from front.
Just make sure ahead.
Few players needing attention here. French hooker Maxime Lamotte, he's been at the heart of everything, hasn't he, for Ireland in this opening 40. As Jack Ongier cools his heels in the sin bin.
Well, he hasn't wanted for the physicality of this game. And what would it mean for this Irish team if they were able to get over the line before the half with only 14 men? The confidence they'll get out of that will be huge.
But that was a solid Irish scrum, wasn't it? Just 7 men in that scrum, and the French couldn't shove them off the ball.
Yeah, it was rock solid. I'm sure you want to compete here if you're an Irish line-out unit. Still got a guy in the background here, but it's going to be play on for Ireland.
So it's a French throw-in. 4-man line-out. And eventually goes into the hands of Laveau. Thomas Laveau from the Stade Rochelet on the coast.
Keep it up, Green.
On the west coast, that is. Just over a minute remaining of this opening 40 minutes. First game for France and Ireland. Dug out by Cameron Walkie.
There's a knock on by blue, then a knock on by green.
So referee Dixon will take the first knock on.
Geez, that's loose though. Very, very loose from the open side flank of Walkie. They did all the hard yards, and look at it here. You've got to have more respect for the ball in that situation.
The Moreland moved to the side. Stay with the front man.
The handling errors, look at that, 6 for France. That's why they're stuck in their own 22. They'll place themselves under pressure through those mistakes.
And a handful of penalties conceded by both sides. But this game could go either way, couldn't it, Carl?
Yeah, but the thing for me, when this Irish team has to start taking every opportunity, they need to start compiling points. Force the pressure back onto the home team. The longer they keep in touch, this home side, they can create something. They've already shown that. They're very slick in the back line. They only need one opportunity. But for me, this Irish team at the moment have been playing very well, holding phases, compiling pressure, but they have to start getting some reward from it.
Ireland reached their one and only final in Manchester in 2016. They went down 45-21 to England. It's worth noting that Jacob Stockdale and Porter and James Ryan won Six Nations Grand Slam. That's a senior tournament with Ireland this past season.
Hold on, wait for our side.
Stockdale on the wing, well, he was voted the player of the championship.
Yeah, I remember they beat New Zealand, very good New Zealand side too that year. Played very well Ireland for sure.
So we are looking at the future stars here. Who will make it, I wonder, from the 30 on display here, or the 46 if you count the subs, of course. Ireland. This could well be the last play of the first half. They denied a try. France likewise.
Thank you.
And Ireland finishing this half strongly. The clock has turned to red. The industrious Dermot Barron from the Gary Owen club makes the initial incursion up from fullback. That's Michael Sylvester. Again, they probe any weakness that might be in the French defence on the narrow side. Opening it up now to the open side here. Won't go far this time either. Dalton looks to brush aside the first tackler. Takes two men to bring him to ground. It's still on here for Ireland as they go in search of that elusive second try. They lead by 5. Can they make it go before Carl Dixon calls a halt to this first half? Ever closer.
Tommy!
Driving hard and low.
Go left!
That's the flanker. Dunleavy now then. This time perhaps. Yes, leave it to the big boys up front, and here they come. It's the little man in the end that gets there. Hugh O'Sullivan under the French defence, and what a time to score just on the stroke of half-time.
And we've got to remember when, with only 14 men as well, playing to their strengths, keeping it tight, using their power. And then it was the little man in the end who finished off all the great work from the grunt, putting up front. Just goes underneath, and that's pure determination there from Hugh O'Sullivan.
That's time. Every time. Every time. Okay.
Great score. So Ireland lead by 10. This wasn't in the script.
But deservedly so, when you have to say they've executed well, they've dominated possession, and they've played the game in the right end of the field. Sure, they've missed some opportunities, but now they've placed the pressure squarely on the home team. And they're asking the question, what have you got?
We'll find out in the second half, and we know that the French do buckle under pressure. So this then, the final act of the opening 40 minutes, a dramatic opening 40 minutes. Byrne sends it high, and the flags are in the air. There goes the whistle from Carl Dixon. And Ireland lead France, the host nation, at the break by 17 points to 5. So France desperately want to do well here in front of the home crowd. They've never got to a final of the under-20 championship, and they look upon this as their chance. Fifth in 2013 when France staged or last staged this championship.
We must remember when there was a yellow card for Ireland just before the end of the first half, so it's going to start the second half still down to 40 men for the next 2 or 3 minutes. So they have to withstand the storm, and I'm sure the French coaching staff will be wanting this team to come out and start fast.
Romain Untitled gets the second half underway, and South Africa were in a similar position in the opening match where they trailed Georgia, but they scored a try early on in the second half, which set them on their way to a win in their opening match. I wonder whether France can emulate the South Africans in that respect. France with intent at the top of the second half, but again, it's those little inaccuracies that look to be costing them dear.
Yeah, another handling error. Nice back ball, just in a little bit of space too, starting to stretch his legs. Looks like France have made a change up front in jersey number 18. There he is there, Demba Bamba on, already been introduced with 1 run. Very good as well, the big man. Look at him there.
He's a solid citizen now on the tight head in place of Daniel Brennan. Might have been a blood replacement, because I saw some blood streaming from a head injury to Danny Brennan towards the end of the first half.
I like that, a solid citizen.
Well, it was Bemba who claimed the crucial score against Ireland in the Under-26 Nations Championship. Lost his feet there. Just a slip, I think, says referee Carl Dixon.
This side, we need to maintain a height we can scrummage at. Okay?
There he is there, the impact player. Tension's written all over the face. They know they need to score first, this French team, otherwise it's going to be a very long way back for them. But this Irish team have got a lot of purchase out of their inside centres, getting over their gain line with Sylvester or O'Brien, whichever one they choose to use.
So Ireland still down to 14 men. Jack Angier is in the sin bin. O'Brien to Sylvester, looks to get the better of the French centre Pierre-Louis Barassi, looking for the outside break.
Super Silvo.
Useful looking pass initially from Byrne. The replacement prop there, Joe Byrne, not quite on the same wavelength. Untitled almost through the gap, finds support from the replacement Jordan Joseph, striding away is the captain, Arthur Colville. Right at the top of the second half, a crucial score for the home side.
What a whole run by Jordan Joseph, the replacement in jersey number 20. Right there, you're right, it was the offload from Intarmac. Another one from Joseph, and well, as a good halfback does, goes up the middle of the park. He's the one that gives that pass to Captain Coville onto the number 10. Strong run and offload as well. And a good finish by Arthur Coville.
Well, that try certainly has brought the French support here to the edge of their seats. And this man, Romain Untitled, brings an effortlessness and a grace that every team looks for in a fly half. Gets the conversion, and France are back within 10 and within a converted try. Ireland are back to full complement of 15.
Look at the way when he took that ball, Intarmac just went off his left foot to get into the angle, created the hole, and timing of the pass with Joseph, and out the back door, and timely run from Coville Shane. So good footwork to finish.
Yeah, that last pass from Jordan Joseph to celebrate his first cap in the French shirt. The only millennial in this French squad, the youngest player. France 12, Ireland 17. The kick downfield from Maxime Marty, finding Michael Sylvester. Leaves it for Harry Byrne. Laporte. So a few exciting runs from him in the first half. Here comes another one. Out to Luca Tozan. In support is Jordan Joseph. Can he get the offload? Might not be needed. And France come again. They're on song here now through Cameron Wiki, the French number 7. And here is the big guy we were talking about earlier, Demba Bemba. Untitled, the prod through. Was he obstructed? Who cares? France have got another. That's more like it. Like the blue touch paper.
Now they've woken up, this French team, and it's through the playmakers, the 9 and 10. Coville just scored moments earlier, now Ntamak. Here's where it all got started though, Laporte. Look at him go here. The timing of the pass, a good run by Tozin. Stays strong, does well to bounce out of a tackle, but the offload as well to a trailing Waki. Sets it up beautifully. It's quick ball, then they come back to blind. The recognition from the number 10 to A, recognise the space, and B, execute.
He scored 2 tries in the opening half against Ireland in the Six Nations Championship. He's on the scoreboard again. Ale. There's no pleasing some people. Go. The contrast of emotions. As France are back on terms within 6 minutes of the restart. Untitled converts his own try, and France have the lead for the second time in this match. They led after 5 minutes through a Maxime Marty try. Marty denied a second try, but now France are on track.
Well, we always knew it was going to be close, didn't we, before the kick off this game. Now this Ireland team need the ball.
Ireland then have it all to do. Having led by 12, they now trail by 2. In the blink of an eye, or so it would appear. Untitled finds Bemba at centre. Still there. Again, another loose pass. And Barassi once again involved. Here's a chance for Ireland. Pumping the chest.
Well, this is the opportunity that they needed. The ball was just a little bit behind the centre, Barassi. Just getting a little bit too keen. If he's one step back, then he's able to take that ball a lot cleaner. But I think there's a direct correlation with this French team. Bamba has had some nice runs already. You can see the physicality that he brings has changed the concept of his game.
So France have to be on their best behaviour here, especially now that Jack Ongier is back at the tight head. And having said that, Joe Byrne didn't let the side down in his cameo appearance once Ongier was in the sin bin. France, Ireland rather, almost on their knees with that shove. O'Brien almost breaks through. It's there for O'Sullivan. Off his right foot came the Ireland number 7 Agnew. Again they probe the narrow side. The flick pass back inside from Byrne, the outside half. That's Dunleavy, the number 6, in the thick of it. Doris, the captain, at 8. This won't go far. James French, the loose head prop forward, sets it up. That's Sean O'Brien, the replacement. Byrne again. Oh, great pass. Finding his captain, Doris. Not so good afterwards, though. Maxime Marty nailing his man in midfield. Had to make that tackle. So Ireland lost ground as Dalton looks to get them on the front foot once again. As he did in the first half, Dermot Barron finds a little space for himself. But again, possession is coughed up by Ireland this time. Away goes Tozan. Can't get the pass away. The intercept from Byrne, the Irish outside half.
Geez, brutal at the breakdown. Looks like it was a knock-on by O'Brien at that breakdown. That was the call. But a nice turnover in the 22 by France. He was here. Just a bit loose, wasn't it, from Irish carry. It's a good release here. It was nearly away. It was the right winger, Tozan.
I can't see where the Irishman had a hand on it there.
That's okay. That's not back. Oh, there. There it is there. Yep.
He's been busy, hasn't he, as the Irish outside half, Harry Byrne, the younger brother of Australia Test Tour this summer, Ross Byrne.
Thank you. I can see it, but I'm happy with it.
So Groh comes on for Collingar at loose head.
Sure.
10 minutes into the second half.
Okay. Going off? Okay, perfect.
For mine, when this French team look very slick in their backline move, especially from this situation. It's been the number 15. Laporte has been very dangerous, as you'd expect. Just underpinning why he's been such a prospect here in France.
Yeah, Dalton has to go off for a head injury assessment. And that opens the door for Cormac Daly, who wasn't in the original 23. But now he's on in place of Matt Dalton. And France, incidentally, they replaced the whole front row now with Guillaume Marchand taking his place in the middle of that French front row.
They really want to keep the pressure on there, don't they? This French team looks like there's more coming on.
Okay. 10.
Yeah, Byrne also is off for a head injury assessment, and his replacement is Connor Dean.
Here we go, scrub.
Wearing 22 for Ireland. Another 2017 returnee, so he's got some experience. It's a war of attrition, isn't it? You know, with the injuries and high head injury assessments as well.
And this is only game one win.
It's a great shove from the French 8. And what a difference the fresh legs have made in that front row. Barassi on the charge. That's Clément Laporte. One more pass out to Maxime Marty. This time he makes sure. Maxime Marty does get his brace. Denied a second in the first half when his foot touched the bottom of the corner flag, but there was no denying the French fly on this occasion.
Well, Laporte, this absolute class. Look at him inject himself into this back line from deep. To M2, the timing from outside in from the number 15, showing some gas. He is a superstar. You can tell that he's going to be one to watch, that's for sure, in this tournament. He had a lot to do, but that's a great finish from the number 11, Marty. Gets his double. Look at the break here, clean. But the timing of the pass, draws the defender, turns his back, little stop and go. Nice.
Marty's second, France's fourth. Bonus point secured.
Since the half-time, they've just taken it to another level, this French team.
Well, they look down and out at half-time. With that try from Coville at the top of the second half sent the pulses racing here at the Stade Aimé Giral. Right out on the far touchline, Romain Antonin. You knew that was going to go through the posts. So France then out to a 9-point advantage, courtesy of this effort from fullback Clément Laporte. And a lung-busting effort in the end from Maxime Marty.
Well, 21 unanswered points in the second half. This French team has scored 3 converted tries. That's the third of them. absolutely on fire, the home team at the moment. Ireland need to lock up position like they did in the first 40.
Well, that assures a full house here at the Stade Aimé Giral. Next time they play here, France 26, Ireland 17. And they had the lion's share possession, didn't they, in the first half? France committing the errors, the handling errors, but somehow they're out to a 9-point advantage.
Well, it just seemed after the first half, this Irish team just sort of, I wouldn't say sat back, but they just took the foot off the throat just a little bit. And this French team, wow, they've exploded just like that.
Well, that didn't look straight, but never mind. Jordan Joseph, the replacement. Demba Bemba, the time bomb. Ticking away. Ball lost forward. Keelan Doris looks to inspire his men. The Irish captain. A wild pass there from Conradine.
Knock on.
We'll go back for the original knock on. Can't take your eyes off this game for a split second, Carlton Arnott.
No turnovers, plenty isn't there, and opportunities to swing the ball wide. It was the Irish throwing to the line out. They get up in front, do France through Waki, tip the ball out. The big man getting around, doing some yards. Loose pass though, turn the ball over.
We must stay square under pressure, okay? Thank you.
Well, France won 4 of 5 matches, losing to England 22-6 in a match that saw 2 of their players receive red cards in the same incident. That was an action-packed game, but France emerged as champions. Not a grand slam,
Bind!
but they're looking good value here. Oh, a powerful show, but it was early engagement. And that again was incensed the Aimé Giral support. So how will Ireland respond to those 3 unanswered converted tries by France? Keelan Doris turns, sets the ball down. Sylvester can't gather. Ball bouncing this way, then the other.
Disadvantage.
Advantage Ireland.
There's no advantage. No, it's accidental. There'll be a scrum.
Well, it is getting deep into the night here. Maybe the dew on the ball is making it a little bit tougher for these teams to distribute those wide passes. So it's been a little bit more careful in that department.
Yeah, the air's a little clearer now than it was earlier on today. We had a violent thunderstorm, and we thought then that that could influence matters here this evening, but it's turned out quite a nice evening, and the temperatures are probably in the just nudging around the 20s, 20 degrees centigrade mark. As France make another replacement. On comes Pierre-Henri Azago in place of the ginger, the flame-head Garachi. Garachi receiving deserved applause from the crowd. So back to the coalface we go then. On halfway, and Ireland through O'Brien looks to release Michael Sylvester, the fullback. Runs into a wall of blue. Sean O'Brien, the replacement for the unfortunate Dan Hurley in the first half. The first touch for Cormac Daly. Good hand from Conradine. But Jack Dunn couldn't quite keep the ball in play.
Oh, that's a shame, though. Really is for this Irish team, because just giving away possession there, going on the outside channel. Wasn't really on to give that pass. He had to come into the big man, but good defense.
Nine. I need a little bit more.
On the edge from France.
I need a little
really
bit
have
more.
picked up in that department, that's for sure. Now he's on for good. Big Joe Byrne.
We're good. Numbers, please.
Yeah. Coolness personified.
How many?
Joe Byrne celebrating his first cap, coming in at 119 kgs.
Look out wide here. Bamba's just going around the backs here. Win.
More! Get out!
Big as a roundabout. Not many of those in France. And Tamak. Oh, now did O'Brien get a hand to it? No. Laporte can't get away this time. Ireland have him well covered. Taken up by Jean-Baptiste Gros. Replacement loose head for France. The narrow side, and this is Francois, the number 8. And the band strikes up again. And Tamak. We'll send this one high and long, but back there though is Hugh O'Sullivan, the Irish scrum half. He's got support from Sean O'Brien.
Always falling down.
You may have heard Carl Dixon say he's always falling down. Not a high tackle. O'Sullivan.
You're always falling, 9.
Takes it back from Conradine.
Yeah, just a forward pass to Hugh O'Sullivan, unfortunately, from Sylvester. There's a hole there too.
22.
Ireland, unfortunately, just taking the wrong angle to that line.
Let's go then.
So Byrne is back.
Let's go.
In the outside half berth, and away goes Conradine.
Ever they stepped up in the scrum department.
No, we go.
This
9,
French
let's go.
team in the second half, as we start getting to the last quarter of this match.
Well, Byrne went off after Matt Dalton, so Dalton doesn't appear to be coming back, and Cormac Daly will stay on in the boiler house there in the second row for Ireland.
Fine. You can't just stand up.
Carl Dixon, the referee, not happy with the Irish scrimmage, and Tamak shoves them back almost to their own try line.
Well, they got exposed, didn't they, with that quick tap? Did Ireland in Tamak. Watch him here, size up the situation. They're up nice and quick. His back line is deep. They left a big hole in the back.
Numbers? How many?
So Brian's on the left side of the field, and now they're under pressure on this throw.
Look at the size of those Frenchmen.
Hold.
As tall as Bemba is broad.
More!
And guiding that train on its forward axis, that's the scrum half, Hugh O'Sullivan.
And you're going to ground yourself.
Still moving forward. Almost up to their own 22, but now pegged backwards. And underneath that pile of bodies is the scrum half, Hugh O'Sullivan. As Byrne comes in to assume the duties of the pivot.
Shoulders, please, Green. Shoulders. Thank you.
O'Sullivan back up on his feet, making room for himself. Didn't get good contact, or the best contact on that kick, but it's safe into touch.
Well, the French won't mind that whatsoever, because A is going to be there throwing to the line out, and B is going to eat time off the clock, slowing it down.
Time off.
Into the final quarter. France 26, Ireland 17. 2 tries on their side of the scoreboard. One has to remember that Georgia scored a losing bonus point. So it's all to play for in probably the toughest of the 3 pools. Just the pool winners and the best placed second team will go through to the semi-finals. So Ireland wait to make a further substitution. That was Aaron Hall, wearing 20, waiting to come on.
Five.
So time
Take
to
a step.
pause and draw breath.
Yeah, we moved them. We're good.
And Tamak quickly into centre field. The tackling from Ireland is solid. Lovely sleight of hand here. This is the replacement hooker, Marchand. And he is marching on, marching forward. Bemba looking to cause havoc again in the Irish defence. Untabak a little cooler, a little calmer, finding Pierre-Henri Azago.
He showed clear release.
Great work by the Irish captain, Keelan Doris.
He showed clear release.
Oh, geez, and they needed that very timely
He showed holding on.
turnover at the breakdown
Eight
from
showed clear
Doris. Sign of a very good player. And just know when to beat. It took the nice angle. Clear release was showing.
Yeah, immediately on the ball and supporting his own upper body weight.
Numbers.
Great work by the Irish
5.
captain.
Thank.
This for mine is where Harry Byrne needs to start taking control of his team. Important period for his side right now.
An overthrow from Dermot Bannon, and France come away through Jordan Joseph up to the Irish 22. The pass to Bemba gains another 5-10 meters for France. And if France score now, then it could be curtains for Ireland. Deep inside the Irish 22, Bemba twists out of the tackle. And again, the Irish have their hands on the ball and they will get the penalty.
Nice offload from the replacement hooker, Marchand onto Joseph. Good work here, very strong, wasn't he? And then popped it up to the number 18, Bemba, trailing.
Let's go.
So kick from Byrne then eases the pressure somewhat, but what an exciting looking prospect this Jordan Joseph is. He's the youngest player in this French squad, but look how comfortable he is, how strong he is.
Well, that's the thing, he's really brought those running lines and the physicality you can see there, and he's got a wider view, always looking for those offloads. Very impressive off the bench, that's for sure.
So Ireland yet to score in this second half. And again, they've given away possession. And again, it's that man, Jordan Joseph. Lovely offload in the tackle. Dashes out into centre field, ready to take it up again if needed. And Tamak. Up from fullback is Laporte. Quick recycling. Francois. Ireland up very quickly in defence.
Yeah, causing that turnover there. It was a pressure ball for Intermac right at the line. Probably should have gone in behind with a bit more space. The line out just sort of disintegrated to a degree here for this Irish team in the second half.
Time off, please.
Well, that's the second line out in succession gone wrong for Ireland.
It's really been their go-to for the majority of this game, so when you want your guaranteed ball like that, that's a must, especially against a team such as France who are riding high. By a small part from that guy's come on, and Bemba done a job.
Yeah, the man from Brive. Bill Beaumont checking the scores at the other venues, probably in Narbonne and Béziers.
I just texted, that's me texting him, so you can go get us a drink there, Bill.
Blue. Neuf. Ons.
He'd wanted to share it with him.
We need a water up here, eh, Win?
Thankfully, yes, there is.
Still not out of it, though, this Irish team, but they really do need to get a score. Still 15 minutes, a long time to go in this game.
There's our mark over here.
So France
The mark's over here, boys.
bringing on further substitutions.
Okay, time back on, please.
21 is Jambet. And he'll take the place of the captain, Coville, and this guy, he's certainly created an impression, hasn't he, as Maxime Marty from Toulouse.
Yeah, knows his way to the try line, had one disallowed. This is the first score of the game, was an easy one. Had another one disallowed in the first half. Got some unluck in the bottom part of the post, been very involved.
So Lebel is on the wing in place of Marty, and Jambet is on for Coville. Powerful scrimmaging once again from France. What a lovely pass that was. Sadly though, it was forward, and they'll come back for the penalty.
Do you go for the post here and just compile more points? Do you go to the line out? I think you're going to go to the post, but this is where they're really taking control.
Now this kick is certainly within Untamac's compass.
It's just smart play, let's be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, using up a little time here.
What this is going to do is going to force the hand of this Irish team to really chuck the ball around. And I think that's when this team will really thrive and suffocate you defensively, the French team, because that's where they're at their best, at ad-lib football, which suits them so well. What's really worked for Ireland is the structure play, holding on for multiple phases. Worked in the first half when they took the lead, but they just haven't been able to do that in the second half.
Even if this kick does go over, it'll still be a two-score advantage that France will have. But it takes that finishing line a little bit further away from the Irish. So Untimac, centre field, just inside the Irish 10-metre line, rather. It's another one that's gone wide of the mark. And that's another let-off for Ireland, who want to make further substitutions. So on come Alan Hall wearing 20, and Johnny Stewart at 21, and he'll take his place at the base of the scrum in place of Sullivan. Hall is on for Dunleavy. And this guy, he only knows one way to the try line, and that's the direct route. This guy likes to take a few opponents with him. Does Bemba has a go.
First man.
Referee Dixon happy with that. So France hurriedly rearranging their defensive effort there. Byrne, over the top it goes. Into the hands of the replacement for Maxime Marty. That's Lebel.
Thank you.
Oh, Sylvester and Byrne not on the same song sheet. Sylvester looks for the route, the outside. Byrne, captain Keelan Doris. Ireland look to him for some inspiration.
21 stop.
As Byrne puts a long probing kick downfield. And checking himself there was the Irish wing three-quarter Tom Roach. May have been spotted by the referee in an offside position.
Yeah, Tommy O'Brien, look at this just in the backfield for Ireland. One of the French players is helping him out with,
Multiple players
with the
down.
cramps. He's ran some nice lines. I've been very impressed by Tommy O'Brien tonight.
It's been a fast-paced game, hasn't it? Was in Ireland's 2017 squad, but missed the World Rugby Under-20 Championships last summer due to an injury. So this is his first taste of the tournament.
It looks like an emergency ward down there on the field. It has been physical, it has been fast, there's been no respite. These two teams have put on a show, that's for sure.
I think I saw Matthew Agnew go down as well. And there's an Irish Frenchman also receiving treatment. That's the replacement. There he is, the replacement prop forward, Jean-Baptiste Gros.
Still times up, still players.
So it's time off at the moment. And O'Brien,
5, yeah.
albeit gingerly, gets back onto his feet. Look to run off that little bit of cramp, perhaps.
Like the option though from Harry Byrne, the number 10, punching the ball down. It's going to be their throw into the lineup. Now they had to get this right. The last two haven't been accurate from Ireland, but they really need this one now.
Now this time the ball does go to the jumper in the form of Cormac Daly. And Ireland looked to get the drive going, slipped back through the hands into the safe hands of Matt Agnew.
Henry advance against 7.
Carl Dixon waiting for an advantage as Byrne sends it out wide. Almost caught there by Sean O'Brien. Needed some Gaelic football skills. Yeah, didn't quite get there.
Nice bit of skill though. Went to the left foot and got it out there, nearly coming off his angle wing Sean O'Brien and made a play on it. Now, do you go to the line out and maul it again?
Well, into the final 10 minutes, there is time still for Ireland. If they can get a quick score here, then it'll make it a very interesting final 10 minutes.
On the line, please.
Well, they need 2 unconverted tries. Well, they need 2 scores anyway, but 2 unconverted tries gets it done for them. Big moments now.
All Ireland 17 points came in the opening 40 minutes. Keelan Doris offloads to his centre, Peter Sylvester, the debutant in the midfield for Ireland. And this guy has certainly caught my eye. That's Dermot Barron, the very industrious hooker.
Let go of his leg. Thank you.
As a go it is, and who holds up
19.
Cormac Daly. Just about manages to get the feet to ground. Aaron Hall, he's a handful. The farmer from Ballyclare in Northern Ireland. Barron again, if somebody deserves a try, then the Irish hooker deserves one for his efforts this evening. The 5th phase then, and Ireland slowly but surely creeping ever forward, closer to the French try line, and Byrne is through. At long last then, Ireland penetrate that Irish defence and get a try, which brings them right back into the hunt here with some 8-9 minutes remaining.
Well, it was Byrne's kick that got Ireland in a position to get this score. And in the end, on the back of some good work up front again, Byrne runs around from the open side, goes to Brian, creates the overlap and dissects this French defence. A lot of hands on hips on this French side, having to make a lot of tackles, and finally they broke. Ireland right back in it.
That's the 3rd Irish try scored by this man, Harry Byrne. Went off for a head injury assessment earlier on.
Important conversion this one, so if he gets it, then they're only a penalty away from taking the lead.
So crucial kick here then for Ireland, and their outside half, Harry Byrne. Steps up, looks good. It is good from the Irish outside half, and Ireland are back within 2. France 26, Ireland 24, and what an 8 minutes we have in prospect now, Carl Tanana.
I was just about to say, well, now you can see the body language of this Irish team totally changed, running back with a bit of urgency now.
Well, let's see who wants it most. France thought they were home and dry. 3 unanswered converted tries, but that try from Harry Byrne certainly set the nerves jangling here at the M.A. Giral Stadium in Perpignan. Byrne whips it out. Sylvester. And there's a renewed energy in those Irish legs now. Barron driving hard and low once again. Instrumental in that score for Ireland. Lovely pass from Byrne, finding his flank forward, Matt Agnew. Keelan Doris. Byrne is there to give a helping hand. Well, can Ireland bring Byrne perhaps within distance of a drop goal? Sean O'Brien keeps the ball in play on halfway. In goes the replacement scrum half, Johnny Stewart. That's James French, the loose head. I want it, says Stewart. French penalised for holding on to possession. And France on the counter. But it's all going wrong. Untitled just about manages to get the pass away to Laporte. But Ireland have it back. Or do they? Yes, they do. Inside their own half. Play has broken up and there's a Frenchman down. So Ireland should have the numerical advantage. But once again,
He was on his feet.
Ireland penalised this time for coming in from the side.
I'll tell you what, the guy who'll be breathing the easiest is Gimbert. He's the one that took the quick tap and they turned the ball over. They didn't need to do that. The rush of blood to the replacement's head.
On his feet in a good position.
Finally, order is restored for some good work at the breakdown by France. Looks like they're going to go to the sideline.
I didn't see a knock on. I didn't see a knock on. Yeah.
That's exactly what Untitled does. He's found a great touch. What a touch finder that was. 5 metres out from the Irish try line. This is Azago.
Two green.
Oh, you know what's coming. Line out drive. What can Ireland do to try and disrupt this?
Well, they bring on a replacement hooker. That's what they've done. And the loudest cheer of the evening should be given to this man coming off, Diarmuid Barron. He's had an excellent game in the emerald green tonight. Can't fault him at all, except perhaps for one or two lineouts which have gone astray. But then again, that could be miscommunication in the cacophony inside this Stade Aimé Giral. Maxime Marty walking the ward. Now it is from a similar position to this that Woki scored a try for France in the Six Nations, which secured that France eventually had the win. And Bemba scored a very late try. Lavo. But Ireland, as soon as Lavo's feet touched the ground, were in there to halt any imminent threat. But once again, Ireland keeping offside.
Well, I think you've got to go for the points, don't you, in this position?
So what's the decision? Untitled goes to the sidelines. Yeah, because if you do get a penalty, you're back to halfway.
Let's make sure we let him land first.
And it's still a one-score game. So once the French are down here, they still have that 2-point advantage. And they're looking to hang on to it for the time that remains.
6 or 7? 7. Are you in? How many?
It all starts with Guillaume Marchand. It's Bemba at the back. Oh, but it's gone wrong again. This time for France.
There we go. Now it's
Ireland bring the ball back into the field of play. That's a very intelligent play by Ireland. Over the shoulder it goes. Won't find touch though. Laporte leaves it for Jordan Joseph. One-handed, lovely work again. This is Tozan, beats the first man. Great tackle from O'Brien on his opposite number, Barassi. So Ireland back virtually on their own try line, looking for a score which would give them the win, which looked ever so unlikely until Hugh Byrne's try a few minutes ago. Harry Byrne, rather. Well, if Ireland are going to do it, they'll have to do it from far out. They'll have to go coast to coast.
Now, Sang. I'll give you time. Sang. I'll give you time. Good.
So Ireland bring 5 men into the line-out. The throw has to be good from the replacement hooker, Dan Sheehan.
No, 7.
Approaching the final minute. It looked as if France were going to run away with it. And speaking of running away, this is Johnny Stewart, the Queen's University representative. Back there is Laporte, close to the touchline. He couldn't do anything more than run it out of play for an Ireland line-out. This is it. It's got to happen now for the men in green. Into the final minute. It's yet another line-out. And from way well inside their own 22, they're now camped deep in French 22 territory. Ireland slowly up to the line-out. Everyone from 1 to 8, including the hooker, Dan Sheehan, needs to know exactly what needs to be done, and France get a hand to it. And they've tipped the scales in their favour once again. They're quite content to hold on to possession here for the 20 seconds that remain. Limping badly is Woki, the blindside flanker for France. And Bemba is down as well. Now then, where's Antamak? Not this time. Quite happy for the forwards to take it up again as the clock runs down to 0. And France may well have secured victory here. Surely it'll go out into the grandstand. France did enough, and just about enough in the end. But it was those 3 converted tries in the second half without reply that has given France their opening victory here in the World Rugby Under-20 Championship on home turf at the Stade Aimé Giral in Perpignan. It's finished. France 26, Ireland 24. But what a great second half performance that was from the French, and the substitution certainly made a difference. And then more than Jordan Joseph, then who came on wearing 20 for France. So there are bodies everywhere. Disappointed Ireland. They came with such high hopes, but they have secured a losing bonus point, which you never know might well prove crucial in the final analysis at the end of pool play. South Africa and Georgia, the other 2 teams in this oh-so-tough Pool C. Well, there'll be some sore bodies tonight. It's 5 games in 19 days for these young men. It's a new experience for many of them. But France will be breathing the easier on the 2 teams. But Ireland will regroup, that's for sure. And they will come again. So it's handshakes all round. And we will get the thoughts shortly of an Irish representative and a French representative as well. Contrasting emotions, but the Aimé Giral faithful have been well rewarded this evening, and some great tries scored, and in particular those 2 by Maxime Marty. Denied a third as he unwittingly placed his boot right at the base of the corner flag, and there's still some discussion on that no try. So France, just to remind you, have never reached a final in the 10 years of the Under-20s Championship. So we can go down now then, and we'll hear from the Irish captain, disappointed Irish captain, no doubt, Keelan Doris, who's with Carlton Anna.
Well, Keelan, I know, very good first half, but what happened in that second half?
Yeah, we focused on coming out. We knew they were coming off the back of winning the Six Nations and in front of a home crowd, so we knew that first 20 minutes was going to be big. We were happy with that, happy with our second 20. It was just, they got that purple patch coming out first 10 minutes of the second half. We built back from there, but just didn't get close enough, unfortunately.
You always knew it was going to be a tough match first up. Always tough to play France at home, game 1.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, coming off the back of a Six Nations in front of a home crowd, first game of the tournament. They have massive support here as well, but we had high hopes coming into it, and unfortunately we fell just short, so it's very disappointing.
A lot of positives to bring out of this game, especially that first half. I mean, some of the advantage line runs that you got outstanding. Some back plays very good also.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of positives. We have two massive games now, South Africa and Georgia, so the focus now turns to them and getting our recovery right for South Africa.
Good luck, eh?
Cheers, thank you.
It doesn't get any easier for Ireland, does it? Keelan Dorris saying, well, they had high hopes coming into this tournament, but those hopes dashed in cruel fashion in this second half when France, through the captain Arthur Colville, the scrum half, set them on their way. The first of three converted tries without response. So France will take on Georgia on Sunday. That won't be an easy game for them either, no more than it will for Ireland, who face South Africa in Narbonne. So the young French squad come round beneath us here in the grandstand to thank their supporters here in Perpignan. I'm sure their applause and their thoughts on some decisions that didn't go the way of the French may well have helped them to their victory. There is Arthur Colville. Scored that excellent try at the top of the second half, and yeah, just for posterity. And Colville probably knowing how close his team came. With almost a mirror image of the Six Nations game between these two teams in Bordeaux in February. But on that occasion, France went out to a 22-3 lead at the break, only for Ireland to peg them back to 24-22, I think it was. And late scores for France took the game away from Ireland. Paul O'Connell there, great Paul O'Connell, 108 caps for Ireland to the left of the picture. Just adding his consolations and commiserations as a member of the Irish coaching squad, led there by Noel McNamara in the bottom right of your frame. It's great to see the supporters all around the ground here, leaning on the rails and acknowledging the efforts there of the young French squad. Yeah, that's how close it came. Big Dan Brennan. Well, he'll probably have a word of consolation for, I can't say his countryman, because he was born, I think he was born in Toulouse, but certainly he's grown up in Toulouse and he's thrown his lot in for now anyway with the French tricolour. And I wouldn't mind betting that he will be the man that will be interviewed shortly by Carl Tanana. Big Danny Brennan at 130 kilograms. Started on the tight head for France this evening. And young Danny, well, he was 6'2" and 120 kgs, 19 stones, that is, at the age of 14. And has come through the Toulouse underage setup before securing a contract with the top 14 outfit some 2 years ago. So we can now go down touchside then, and Dan Brennan is with Carl Tanana.
Well, Daniel, congratulations on the win. I mean, what was it about playing at home and getting that?
So we're happy to play at home. It's a home World Cup, so we're very motivated. I think we had a really bad start to the game, but we got back in second half, so we're happy we got the win, you know. That's what we came here for. So now we have two more games anyway coming up, so that's going to be important.
What was said at half-time to get you guys really rolling?
The Irish team were very aggressive. They came in very aggressive, so I think we weren't expecting that. So I think we just got all the boys together, got us pumped up at half-time, so everyone was on track on second half.
Must be happy as a forward when you see those backs flowing and scoring tries like that.
Yeah, it's better. It's better when it goes that way than when we're moving backwards.
But against this Irish team, you always knew it was going to be tough first up, didn't you?
Yeah, we always knew it was going to be tough. We played against them. We played against them 3 times in the last 12 months. It's always been a tough game. So yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game, but they played us where we weren't good today, so they done well.
And always nice to start the tournament off with a win, eh?
Yeah, it is, it is. Just hope we get wins in the next games now.
Congratulations. Good luck for the next one, eh?
Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much.
An adopted Frenchman he may be, but clearly the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. The son of former Irish great look forward, sometimes back row Trevor Brennan there, Danny Brennan speaking with Carl Tanana. So what a day we've had here, the opening day of the World Rugby Under-20 Championship. Let's recap then. South Africa and France with wins in Pool C sees them with their bonus points, but losing bonus points as well for both Ireland and Georgia. So next up on Sunday it'll be France against Georgia, South Africa against Ireland. So 5 matches in 19 days. It's a tough call, it's a tough ask for these young men. So there we have it. From the Stade Aimé Giral, a tremendous opening day of the tournament here, and confirmation of the full-time score in the second match. The hosts, France, have downed the colours, the emerald green of Ireland, by 26 points to 24. It's been great to have your company. We'll do it all again on Sunday, and looking forward to your company then. But for now, it's a good night from the team here at the Stade Aimé Giral in Perpignan.
À la limite des autres salles,